we must interpret a bad temper as a sign of inferiority. Man knows much more than he understands. Death is really a great blessing for humanity. Without it, there could be no real progress. People who lived forever would not only hamper and discourage the young, but they would themselves lack sufficient stimulus to be creative. The test of one's behavior pattern is their relationship to society, relationship to work, and relationship to sex. There is only one reason for an individual to sidestep to the useless side: the fear of a defeat on the useful side. The truth is often a terrible weapon of aggression. It is possible to lie and even to murder with the truth. Our modern states are preparing for war without even knowing the future enemy. The only worthwhile achievements of man are those which are socially useful. The goal of the human soul is conquest, perfection, security, superiority. No experience is a cause of success or failure. We do not suffer from the shock of our experiences, so-called trauma, but we make out of them just what suits our purposes. Nobody adopts antisocial behavior unless they fear that they will fail if they remain on the social side of life. To be a human being means to possess a feeling of inferiority which constantly presses towards its own conquest. The greater the feeling of inferiority that has been experienced, the more powerful is the urge for conquest, and the more violent the emotional agitation. Play is a child's work, and this is not a trivial pursuit. It is always easier to fight for one's principles than to live up to them. To be human means to feel inferior. The educator must believe in the potential power of his pupil, and he must employ all his art in seeking to bring his pupil to experience this power. The chief danger in life is that you may take too many precautions. Follow your heart always, and remember to take your head along with you. The feeling of inferiority rules the mental life and can be clearly recognized in the sense of incompleteness and unfulfillment, and in the uninterrupted struggle both of individuals and humanity. There is a courage of happiness as well as a courage of sorrow. A lie would have no sense unless the truth were felt as dangerous. It is well known that those who do not trust themselves never trust others. What is courage? Courage is the willingness to risk failure. There is only one danger I find in life, and that indeed is a real one. You may take too many precautions. Everything can always be different. It is the individual who is not interested in his fellow men who has the greatest difficulties in life and provides the greatest injury to others. It is from among such individuals that all human failures spring. Every pampered child becomes a hated child. There is no greater evil than the pampering of children. Exaggerated sensitiveness is an expression of the feeling of inferiority. To see with the eyes of another, to hear with the ears of another, to feel with the heart of another. For the time being, this seems to me an admissible definition of what we call social feeling. Trust only movement. Life happens at the level of events, not of words. Trust movement. Courage is not an ability one either possesses or lacks. Courage is the willingness to engage in a risk-taking behavior, regardless of whether the consequences are unknown or possibly adverse. We are capable of courageous behavior, provided we are willing to engage in it. Given that life offers few guarantees, all living requires risk-taking. Life is just the same as learning to swim. Do not be afraid of making mistakes, for there is no other way of learning how to live. A simple rule in dealing with those who are hard to get along with is to remember that this person is striving to assert his superiority, and you must deal with him from that point of view. Meanings are not determined by situations, but we determine ourselves by the meanings we give to situations. The only normal people are the ones you don't know very well. It is very obvious that we are not influenced by facts, but by our interpretation of the facts. You can be healed of depression if every day you begin the first thing in the morning to consider how you will bring a real joy to someone else. We are not determined by our experiences, but are self-determined by the meaning we give to them. And when we take particular experiences as the basis for our future life, we are almost certain to be misguided to some degree. Meanings are not determined by situations. We determine ourselves by the meanings we ascribe to situations. Follow your heart, but take your brain with you. Overcoming difficulties leads to courage, self-respect, and knowing yourself. Men of genius are admired, men of wealth are envied, men of power are feared, but only men of character are trusted.